mother is suspected of killing her father and 6-year-old daughter. As Jake Peterson reports, the investigation started when she filled out a missing persons report.
Things don't smell right. Literally, they don't smell right. There's a foul odor in the house.
On August 1st, 2015, the authorities at Polk County Sheriff's Office were notified of 2 missing individuals. The caller who reported the incident was 25-year-old Cheyanne Jessie, who informed them that her 6-year-old daughter, Meredith, and her 50-year-old father, Mark Weekly, had both vanished. At the time, Cheyanne was residing with her boyfriend, Cody, in Lakeland, Florida. After receiving her call, the sheriff's office dispatched a pair of detectives to her location. She informed the investigators that she had last seen her daughter when she was dropped off at her father's residence on July 18th. Cheyanne then showed the detectives some text messages exchanged between her boyfriend and her father. Mark's text messages had a heartbreaking revelation. He disclosed that he was suffering from a terminal illness and had a desire to travel the country with his beloved granddaughter, Meredith. In the messages, he specifically instructed his family, including Cheyanne, to refrain from searching for them and to respect their privacy during their time away. However, Cheyanne's explanation of delaying the report didn't quite satisfy the detectives. Consequently, they took Cheyanne to the police station for further questioning.
Cheyanne, like I said before, I'm Detective Clark. This is Detective Movie.
You can just call me Matt, okay? Tell me about you and your daughter's relationship. What do y'all normally do together? And, I know she has issues.
Well, every time I go to try to tickle her, like, you know, mamas do, and try to love on her and stuff, she turns to violence towards me. She's knocked my glasses off or they've broken up here. Several times she's choked me. She actually punched me in the stomach, and I try to make sure that I'm not alone with her because of her mentality.
Okay. So on a scale, I know that your daughter has issues, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you classify you and your daughter's relationship, 10 being the best?
I was trying to make it at least an 8, but she...
But realistically,
about
it's being
5.
a 5? Okay.
Because every time I go to hug her, she turns to violence towards me, and I'm like, okay.
Cheyanne's 6-year-old daughter, Meredith, had struggled with mental health problems, and according to Cheyanne, every time she would try to show affection towards her, the child would attack her physically. The detectives wondered if this could be a reason for her disappearance.
Did she tell you that?
Yeah, she's actually told me that.
So do you think that, having said that, do you think it's better for you and your relationship with Matthew if she's with your dad full time?
Well, we've actually been able to focus on our relationship instead of constantly looking over her shoulder, what's she going to do next, what's she going to destroy.
Right. So it does make y'all's relationship better?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not under a lot of stress.
Does it make you feel better if she's with your dad because she's better off, I guess?
Yeah, I can actually sleep at night.
The detective asked if Cheyanne believed it would benefit her and her boyfriend's relationship if the child lived with her grandfather full-time. Cheyanne expressed that since the child left, they had been able to focus on their relationship without the constant fear of what destruction the child might cause next. This observation raised the question of whether this newfound sense of happiness could have been a motive for her daughter's disappearance.
What do you think happened to your dad and your daughter?
I don't know.
What's your gut feeling? What do you think happened?
I'm afraid of, like, maybe he didn't leave Florida and he went over to Baby's house and she did something. That's what I'm feeling. Like,
She did what?
I don't know, because she's, like, I don't know, I feel weird when I'm around her.
Okay, what do you think she did?
I think she might have hurt them or something, or maybe she has them in her house.
When did you start getting that feeling?
As the interrogation progresses, Cheyanne makes a startling and unexpected claim implicating her father's girlfriend in the mysterious disappearances. The allegation leaves one to wonder whether Cheyanne is deliberately attempting to shift the focus away from herself by pointing fingers at another individual.
But here's what I think, okay? I don't think you're a bad person, but I do think that you know where your dad is and where your daughter is. Okay? And if you love your daughter and your dad, I would think that you would be honest about it.
I didn't realize I don't know where they are at all. I don't.
I'm gonna tell you that when we find your dad and your daughter, okay, I can assure you that we're gonna know what happened to them, and we're gonna know how they got there. Is there gonna be any evidence whatsoever to suggest that you had anything to do with their disappearance? Nothing? Nothing.
The detective uses the futility technique to pressure Cheyanne into revealing information. This approach suggests to the suspect that attempts to conceal involvement in a crime will be futile. By implying that evidence will eventually be uncovered, the technique aims to prompt cooperation. However, it's important to note that the effectiveness of this technique can vary depending on the individual being interrogated. Some suspects may feel intimidated and reveal information under pressure, while others may become more guarded and refuse to cooperate.
I didn't. All I know is that my dad and my daughter left.
Answer my question. Is there going to be any evidence that you had anything to do with their disappearance? I'm not calling you a bad person.
No, my fingerprints are on their stuff because I always move their stuff in the house all the time. I mean, I'm cool, Dad. What's this?
Cheyanne's response, including her mention of her fingerprints being on the victim's belongings, suggests a potential attempt to deflect suspicion by providing a simple explanation for her connection to the case.
What happened?
I left my daughter with my dad.
What happened? I know you left him with your dad. What happened?
I don't know.
During the search of her father Mark's house, the detectives found troubling evidence. Inside the home, they encountered a strong odor of human decay and noticed fragrant candles throughout the space. Some furniture was covered with sheets, and the sofa had large brown stains and knife cuts on the upholstery. When asked about the smell, Cheyanne provided multiple excuses, including spoiled meat in the sink, a rat infestation in the kitchen, and even a dead raccoon under the house. She made 3 different excuses to explain the bad smell, but the detectives were not convinced by her explanations.
Okay, so it's not going to really smell like.
It just smelled like dead rats or
Okay.
dead something.
Okay. Did you find out what that smell was?
Well, I did find some rats and stuff, and I threw them away.
You found some rats?
Yeah.
Okay. But was that the smell?
Yeah.
Where were they at?
They were in the kitchen.
Oh, you have a rat, your dad has a rat problem in there?
Yeah.
Has he had it for a while?
Yeah.
Does he put out rat traps or anything?
Yeah.
Was that the only thing that was smelling that y'all threw away?
No, I found a coon underneath the house. I took it out and threw
You
it
found a
out.
what? A raccoon?
Yeah.
A dead one?
Yeah.
Underneath the house?
Yeah.
How'd you find that under the house? Why'd you look under there?
Because I was trying to figure out where that smell was coming from.
Okay.
I looked around right there. I cleaned up dog shit.
But it wasn't dog shit. That's not that bad.
Yeah.
So the rats were dead in the kitchen,
Yeah.
and there was a dead raccoon under the house.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know.
Cheyanne, I'm telling you, you know that, here's what's the deal with the meat situation. It takes about 2 weeks, okay, for meat, like raw meat. I'm not talking about humans. It takes about 2 weeks for raw meat to get that way, okay? When you dropped your daughter off at your dad's house and you went inside and stuff, was there meat in the
Yeah, there's meat in the sink.
there's meat in the sink, okay?
Yeah. And he says, I don't know about this meat. It looks kind of gross.
Okay, oh, so he left it there when he left? And he left dead rats on the floor when he left? Really? Come on, Cheyanne.
As the interrogation progressed, it became evident that the detective did not believe Cheyanne's explanations, particularly her claim about the dead raccoon. In an attempt to extract the truth from her, the detective applies more pressure, hoping to break her and reveal what really happened to her father and daughter.
Where are they? Let's just start with that. Just tell me where they're at, because we're going to find them.
I don't know.
Just tell me where they're at, Cheyanne.
I don't know. Honest to God, I don't
Well,
know.
God's not here, okay, right? Is God here?
No.
So don't promise to God.
God's
I understand that, but he's not going to be able to tell me that you're telling the truth. At least tell us where they're at. Are they at the house, Cheyanne? Yes or no? I don't want to hear, I don't know. Are they at the house? Yes or no? Because it's either they are there or they're not there. And you know where they're at. Are they at the house? Yes or no?
No.
Where are they at?
Cheyanne's confirmation that the bodies of her father and daughter were not at the house has further implicated her in the case. To the detectives, this confirmed that Cheyanne has knowledge of their whereabouts and thus must be involved in their disappearances.
Okay, my main concern right now is finding your dad and your daughter. And I don't want to mess with this all night. I just want to find them. Regardless of what happened, I want to find them. Okay? So it makes you look like a horrible mother and person if you know where they're at, and we can prove that, and you say you don't know. That doesn't make you look like a good mother, a good loving mother that you do anything for your daughter, does it? If it is, then act like it. Don't protect anybody. This is your daughter. She's 6 years old, Cheyanne. She's 6 years old. Cheyanne, look at me. Look at me. Where are they at? Move your hand, sit up. Sit up straight. Because I don't see one tear coming out of you. Okay? I don't see one tear.
Cheyanne appears to be crying, but she doesn't shed a tear, which could indicate deception. Genuine emotional distress leads to physical reactions like crying, shaking, or trembling. In addition to the lack of tears, Cheyanne's body language during the interrogation, such as covering her face with her hand, looking down at the floor, and avoiding eye contact, could also be a sign of guilt.
I don't know where they are.
Yes, you do.
Cheyanne, we already know enough. We have enough information to know there's parts of your story that aren't true. You got to answer our questions. This stuff we have to know. All right, for your daughter. For your daughter, we need to find her.
I don't.
You do know. We have enough people in the neighborhood that know, that you know. We didn't just talk to you, we talked to other folks in that neighborhood. You need to tell us what you know. You need to tell us where your daughter's at. There's no way your dad left there to leave for the rest of his life and left his wallet there, and left his money in his wallet, and left his car there. That just didn't happen. This stuff doesn't make sense, Cheyanne.
He would leave your daughter's medication there? Really?
The detective suspects foul play when he questions Cheyanne about her father's disappearance, as her story does not add up. He points out that her father would not have left without taking his wallet, money, car, and her daughter's medication, which casts doubt on her version of events.
You know what that tells me? That tells me, and I've done this job a long time, this is not my first case, okay? That tells me that you know where they're at. And you know they're not coming back. That's true, that you pulled the raccoon.
Yes.
And you threw it not even that far to get rid of the smell. Did that get rid of the smell? No, because it still stinks out there, right?
Yeah.
So you tossing it 5 feet, how is that doing any good? You're going to go through the pain and labor of bending down, picking up a raccoon, and you're a woman with some tongs that you say you got out of your dad's kitchen, and throw the raccoon. How big were the tongs? What were those like?
I didn't use the tongs for the raccoon.
You told me you did.
I used that for the rats.
You told me you used the tongs for raccoons because I said you picked up the raccoon with your bare hands, and you said, no, I used tongs from my dad's kitchen.
Cheyanne is caught in an obvious lie. Initially, she claimed to have used her father's tongs for the raccoon, but now she says she used them for rats. The detective quickly notices this discrepancy, catching Cheyanne off guard. As the detective grows increasingly frustrated with Cheyanne's lies, he pulls his chair closer to increase the pressure and potentially elicit a more truthful response.
Let's just start here. Let's start fresh, okay? Now, I'm going to start in the middle. Did you pull out a raccoon from under the house?
Yes, sir.
And why did you do that?
By the stump.
Okay, and where did you throw it?
I just threw it.
You just threw it where?
Like it sounded like it hit the woods.
But do you remember telling me that you used tongs to take the raccoon because you said you weren't going to touch it? Do you remember saying that? Well, why did you say that? Because it's not true. I just want to know where they're at. Let's just start there. I don't care what happened to them disappearing. I want to know, let's start where are they at. Let's just start there.
I don't know where they are. I don't.
This little show is not working.
Not a show.
You're not crying. There's not one tear. Your daughter is missing. I tell you, there's blood now. She doesn't have a medication, and not one tear is falling from your face. So don't try to make them come out now. But
I am crying. I just can't. I'm dehydrated.
You want more water?
Yes.
Well, drink that out. Then look at me. Be honest. If you're concerned about it, be honest. Just be honest. That's all I'm asking. You're not being honest. You're not even crying. Prove to me that you care. Maybe you're dehydrated, but you've been drinking water. I don't understand. So prove to me that you're a halfway decent mother and tell me the truth. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave this room for a second with Detective Clark with you, and I'm gonna go find out if Cody's story matches your story. Okay? I'm gonna find out if he's told the truth. See what I'm saying? What if he gives me a whole different story?
After hours of intense interrogation, Cheyanne refuses to provide any useful additional information. One of the detectives decides to leave the room and speak with Cheyanne's boyfriend, Cody, to verify if their stories corroborate. Detective Clark changes his approach to a more compassionate one, aiming to make Cheyanne feel comfortable in sharing further details about what happened to her father and daughter.
Listen, there's parts of your story, there's parts of this whole thing that's not adding up. Take the real world's right. You're not being truthful. You know it, and we know. But you're not telling the truth. Listen, you know it, and we know. Here's how I know. Because you're not concerned. Like, hear me out. Like he said, you're not crying. You went to your dad's house on the 22nd because you thought he took your daughter out of state. You didn't bother calling the sheriff's office so we can go look for your daughter. That means you're not concerned. Then you went to a storage unit to remove your personal property so you can go sell it or get rid of it or donate it or whatever. And again, you didn't call the sheriff's office. And then that weekend you went and hung out with one of your friends for Saturday and Sunday. Had a good time and hung out. Never called the sheriff's office. All right? A week goes by. You never call the sheriff's office. You never tell us that you're concerned. Your dad's gone. Your daughter's gone. I think it's easier for you to lie to us and tell us the truth. Because I think it's difficult for you to say. Just tell us the truth. I know it's hard. I know it's going to be real tough to tell me the truth. I know you want to. I don't think you're a bad person.
I always had to defend myself from my daddy.
What's that?
I always had to defend myself from my daddy, so I told him when I left, take care of my daughter because I can't take care of her no
You
more.
had to defend yourself from your dad?
Cheyanne surprises the detectives by suddenly disclosing some disturbing information about her father, Mark. She alleges that he was very abusive to her. The detectives now consider the possibility that this claim of abuse may have played a role in his disappearance.
A lot of times,
What does that mean?
like my dad used to go, like he hit me so hard I couldn't hear in my ear when he kicked down the door when I was little.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, honest to God, like my ex-boyfriend could tell you, but I don't have his phone number anymore.
Did that happen recently?
That happened when I was 17.
Did it happen recently?
My
Were
dad,
you defending yourself?
my dad's always gotten angry at me and yelled and like gets in my face and he punches the wall and stuff. And I've always had to cower in the corner.
Did he yell at you when you dropped Meredith off?
Yeah.
So tell me what happened. If you had to defend yourself from your dad since you were a kid, tell me what happened.
I always had to I try to take him away when he runs away from me. That leaves me alone.
So if you had to defend yourself every time he yells at you because he's been abusive, is that what you said?
Yeah.
So was he abusive when you dropped Meredith off? Or just verbally?
Yeah, it was verbally and then he punches and throws things. And he said that you're a horrible mom for just dropping your kid off and leaving. Like your mother. You're just like your mother. You drop your kid off and you leave her.
After learning about the traumatic experiences Cheyanne faced due to her father's abuse, one may feel sympathetic towards her. However, Detective Newbald's return from his discussion with Cody brings forth shocking information regarding a question Cheyanne had asked him.
Why did you ask Cody at Walmart if he thinks a body would fit in a 55-gallon drum? Why did you ask that?
Cheyanne's disturbing question about a human body fitting inside a 55-gallon drum raises even more suspicion about her involvement in the disappearances. Cody also informed the detective about an ultimatum he gave Cheyanne, which may provide further insights into the case.
Did Cody tell the truth now? Because I know the answer to this. Did Cody give you an ultimatum? You know what that means? Did Cody, do you know what the ultimatum means?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Like, either choose this or this.
Did he give you that about your daughter? Did he say you need to tighten up with your daughter or else? Did he tell you that?
Yeah.
Why did he tell you that?
Because she needed help and we needed to figure out what's wrong with her.
So he told us that. But he told you he gave you an ultimatum because he can't deal with it. He said you better tighten up or he's gone, right?
Yeah.
The investigators have uncovered a potential motive for the case. It appears that Cheyanne was given a difficult ultimatum, which demanded that she make a choice between her daughter and her boyfriend, Cody. From the way events have unfolded, it is quite apparent that Cheyanne made her decision.
Where's your dad?
I don't know.
Where's your daughter?
Where's my dad?
Here's what happened. You love Cody so much, right? You want to marry him, right?
Yeah.
Is he the love of your life?
Yeah.
I hope so, if you want to marry him. Okay? This man you do not want to lose, right? You even said your dad said you finally got a good man, right?
Yeah.
So you're proud of that.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose him, right?
No.
And he threatened you that you're going to lose him if you don't do something about your daughter. Right?
That's only by herself.
No. He said, you better take care of the situation. You couldn't control it. You couldn't control it. You couldn't. And you were afraid of losing Cody, so you took care of him.
The detectives felt that they were getting closer to obtaining a confession from Cheyanne. They decide to increase the pressure and intensify their questioning. Will they uncover the truth about what really happened to her daughter Meredith and her father Mark?
All I want to know from you, Cheyanne, is where are they? You do know.
I don't remember.
Okay, but what happened when you got there? Did your dad get mad at you and come at you?
Yes.
Okay, so what did you do in return? You say you have to defend yourself. What did you do?
I hit him.
With what?
My hand, and I punched him.
And then what?
He got pissed at me and I was on the floor and I don't remember.
And then you killed him. In self-defense.
Cheyanne finally confesses to striking her father. This is a significant breakthrough in the case. The detective suggests that she might have acted in self-defense, hoping that this tactic would encourage Cheyanne to reveal more details about the incident.
I remember my dad pushed my daughter really hard away from me and she was trying to break him up from
And what
hurting
happened?
me.
What happened when he pushed your daughter? Where'd she fly into?
She fell into the knife that he had, that he always carries.
She fell into the knife? He had a knife in his hand?
Yeah.
And did that hurt her?
I don't know, I don't remember.
Well, she fell into it, like, where did it hit her at?
In her neck.
The knife hit her in her neck?
Cheyanne's claim that her father attacked her with a knife while Meredith was trying to protect her, and that during the struggle he pushed Meredith away, causing her to be repeatedly stabbed in the neck with the knife, is ludicrous.
He came at me like this.
With a knife?
Yeah, like, and I pushed it away. Like, he kept his arm pushed it this way, and then my daughter was coming this way, and that's all I remember is her, you pushing her away.
So how did you get your dad off you? I mean, how did it end?
I don't remember that.
Cheyanne, if you're saying it's self-defense, then I would like to know what happened, okay? If you're saying he's attacking you, you could do whatever you need to do to save your life. That's okay. I need to know that because I don't believe you blacked out.
The detectives request that Cheyanne provide a physical demonstration of how she apparently defended herself against her father.
So I'm going to pretend I'm you. You don't have to really push me on the ground, please.
Right.
But
He's over me, and then he pushes me like cold hard like that.
you fall back like this?
Yeah, like triple my boots and go down like this on the ground, and it slides out, and then he's over top of me, and then
Is he straddling you?
yeah.
Okay.
I kick him in the balls, and it pisses him off.
Where's he sitting on your body?
Right here in my abdomen,
Okay, so how did you kick him in the balls?
like that, with this part of my fatty leg.
That's impossible. Oh. And then, how'd you get the knife? The knife's still here.
Yeah, and then I caught like that.
That kind of hurt. Karate chopped him.
Yeah.
Show me again. Don't really do it.
Yeah, I went like that really hard,
And then,
and his wrists are sensitive, and then I got the knife out of his hand. You know, I look over, he reach it like this, and right there, trying to grab that gun. He has this like this, and I pushed it when he goes like this, and I pulled out like that after I
Where did
hit
you shoot him at?
I grabbed the gun and he went like this and fired
But where at? Like right here?
right here.
On his left neck?
Yeah.
Cheyanne claims that not only was her daughter stabbed in the neck, but she also shot her father in the neck, all in self-defense. However, the detectives have serious doubts about the veracity of Cheyanne's story. They confront Cheyanne with their suspicions that she killed them both on purpose, due to the ultimatum given by Cody.
If I'm being honest with you, Cheyanne, I don't believe that story. I think you stabbed your daughter.
No.
Okay, you stabbed your daughter because you wanted to get rid of her to save your relationship.
No, I
And
didn't.
you also killed your dad on purpose. There was no self-defense there.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
No.
Yes, that's what happened.
No, that ain't what happened. No,
What did you do with your dad? Where did you take your dad?
I don't remember.
Is he under the house?
No,
Is he under the house?
no, sir.
Where's he at?
I don't
Is he in the woods? Where's your daughter at?
I don't know.
What did you do with her? Did you hide her? Did you stab your daughter?
No.
Who stabbed your daughter?
I did.
Who stabbed your dad?
I did to protect you.
Did you stab him in the neck?
No, I stabbed him in the heart.
You stabbed him in the heart? Where's the knife at?
I don't know where to do with that one.
Where did the knife come from? So I need to know where you put them. Are they under the house?
No, they're in the shed at the landlady's house. I didn't know what to do.
They're in the shed of the landlady's house?
No, I don't know what to do.
Are they in totes or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Tragically, the decomposing bodies of Mark and Meredith were discovered soon after this interrogation. Cheyanne had murdered them at Mark's house and placed their bodies in plastic totes, which she moved to a shed at her landlady's house. She also thoroughly cleaned the crime scene, in an attempt to conceal any evidence that could lead to her. The autopsy report uncovered the horrific actions of Cheyanne. Her father, Mark, was stabbed 12 times and shot 3 times in the head, while her 6-year-old daughter, Meredith, suffered at least 4 stab wounds and a single gunshot wound to the head. Authorities believed the motive for the murders was the ultimatum from Cody, leading her to kill Mark and Meredith. Cheyanne wanted to remove Meredith from her life because her boyfriend Cody was fed up with the child's behavior. Despite attempting to have her father take custody of Meredith, Cheyanne ultimately turned to murder. The crime was classified as unwanted child filicide, where parents kill their children for perceived benefits. Throughout the trial, the defense attempted to shift blame onto Cody, alleging that he had abused Meredith and killed both her and Mark in an attempt to avoid detection. However, there was no evidence to support these allegations. The jury returned a guilty verdict against Cheyanne for 2 counts of first-degree murder. They also recommended life imprisonment for her father's death and the death penalty for her daughter's death. However, the judge took into account Cheyanne's history of childhood abuse and psychiatric issues and chose not to impose the death penalty, sentencing her to 2 life sentences.